sa pagpunta. Good to see all of you. Is this our first official press con of 2022?
Yes, sir.
So, medyo historic pala to. But just wanted to give some updates, and of course, kasama ko po si Attorney Yvette, Ma'am Annie of VSP, Sir Virgilio of DOH, na kasama po si Doc Fanny sa Provincial Health Office of the, Provincial District Health Office. No? And here with us is also our new Provincial Director, Sir Julius Suriben. So we'd like to welcome him and introduce, no? Pakilala lang si PD Julius sa inyo. So just some updates, no? Siyempre, alam po natin na level 3 na tayo, which I think was expected kasi coming from very low cases, no? Once tumataas yung growth, 2-week growth rate, diba, ng DOH, talagang expected yan. So, not a surprise, and as I said yesterday sa Facebook, I don't think it's a cause for alarm, no? Including the DOH confirmation na may Omicron na tayo kahapon, and that too was not a surprise, no? Medyo alam na natin. And to clarify lang, no, let's say for events, we'll pass an EO later today, but sa akin lang, I don't think we have to stop all events. No? Pag outdoor, pag space, we can continue with the national guidelines na 50%. No? So I think sa akin lang, and I hope that most of our kakailan would agree na wag naman tayo mag-anti-events period. Diba? I mean, you know, we shouldn't be criticizing officials or anyone for hosting an event if it's properly conducted, diba? Kung 50% capacity, naka-mask, diba, naka-distance, then I have no problem with it. In fact, we'll be removing yung 150 max natin for outdoor events. So, unlimited na, basta naka-mask, naka-distance, at outdoors, walang problema, diba? And that's not only for the Kadiwa market or the Sunday market. This is for all events. If you have the space and you can monitor it, diba, go ahead, walang problema. Now, for indoor, we're keeping the limit of 50 na attendees. 50 po is excluding the staff, or let's say mga waiters, excluding, no? And then 30% capacity in line with the national guidelines. But we added lang the 50 total kasi alam po natin talagang high risk ang mga indoor events. Which also reminds me na I think we still need to emphasize yung ventilation. No, especially yung cross ventilation na on one side bukas yung bintana or pinto, and the other side may bintana or pinto na rin para at least may cross ventilation na papasok sa isang side at sa opposing side lalabas yung hangin, no, para may exchange of fresh air. Also, I think we've had some complaints regarding mga unvaccinated, diba, na hindi kinikater. So, in our EO today, we'll be altering the wording and the rules. And I also informed the mayors on Saturday na pwede naman mag-transact sa labas. No, nakalagay naman dun sa EO, hindi naman nakalagay na hindi pwede mag-transact. Nakalagay na hindi lang dapat i-check bago pumasok. So, especially in this day and age, talagang ideal naman yung pick up eh. 'Di ba? Pati tayo, I mean, gusto niyo bang pumasok sa store? Not really, 'di ba? Kung maka-pick up mo sa labas, even better, 'di ba? So, and I think madami sa mga negosyo natin ay ginagawa na itong pick up system. So, for unvaccinated, kasi alam naman natin may mga unvaccinated for due reason, 'di ba? Let's say medical or what. So, i-transact na lang sa labas, no? So, siguro ipaalala sa mga negosyo na ito pong check vaccination before entry. Hindi po ito ibig sabihin na do not serve unvaccinated. Hindi po yan. That's not baka ine-exage na, no? Ang point lang po namin is sana ma-check, well, kailangan i-check ang vaccination status bago pumasok. But please, let's not discriminate na rin. You can still serve them outside or at the entrance. Eh, beneficial naman yata sa lahat, di ba? Yung negosyo makakakita and the unvaccinated person can avail, no, of the product or service na gusto niya. And I think this should apply to the banks also, no? Na especially yung mga agas at yung mga bangko na alam natin talagang essential, i-serve naman yung customer sa labas, no? Huwag yung total ban. Other amendment we will make to our EO is yung balikan exemption will be decreased to 48. No? Concern ng iba na 72 is a bit too long. So we'll decrease the 72-hour balikan exemption for residents to 48 or 2 days. I'd like to emphasize na rin na bawal i-facility quarantine ang close contacts. No? So, pag hindi siya positive, the city or municipality cannot compel a facility quarantine. No? In line naman sa national. Now, kung voluntary na gusto nila mag-facility quarantine, then sa kanila na yon. Diba? Walang problema kasi willing. But no facility quarantine for contacts na forced, no? Also, may mga sinasabi na yung antigen natin, well, siyempre, yung usual comment is kumikita kami. Well, as you can see, libre na, diba? So, well, ever since, hindi ako kumita sa antigen. But what more so now na ang laki ng gastos ng PGIN sa antigen. And to those saying na hindi po accurate ang antigen, we can show you the numbers kung how many hundreds and thousands over the years we've fought with antigen. No? Even some doctors na, kasi yung mga ibang doctor, medyo skeptical din sa antigen. And, you know, but I think it's proving accurate kasi even internationally, kumbaga, yun na yung preferred eh. Diba? Sa States, antigen. Sa Singapore, antigen. So, you know, there's no debate. In fact, para sa akin, I've read a lot on it. The debate should not be PCR or antigen. You use both, syempre. Diba? But to say na antigen is, you know, useless or, you know, it's not right also. No, we understand the limits of antigen testing na yung iba magna-negative, hindi pala negative. So may chance talaga na false negative. But yung makukuha mo na positive, chances are positive talaga. So yung chance ng false positive is quite low. So given we will miss some, but we've caught many. And I think that's what's important. No? And I'd like to clarify lang, I think may mga cyber warriors or cyber doctors na nagsasabi na I shouldn't say Omicron is milder. It is milder. I mean, I've looked at the studies, ang daming studies. In fact, we can quote many studies na nagsasabi na 25% less deaths, 91% lower risk of death. Even the WHO, who cautioned everyone against saying na, mild lang yung Delta. Tama, if you note, I did not say Delta is mild. I said it's milder. Diba? So magkaiba naman yun. Siyempre, some people who get hit, OMI. No, OMI is milder. Siyempre, some people who get hit with OMI, severe din or critical or namamatay din. Let's admit it, no? But, if we compare OMI to Delta, it's milder. Even, as I said, the WHO, I researched last night, yung sinasabi ng WHO na we cannot deem Omicron as mild. Pero yung first part ng doctor, yung head ng WHO said, it is less severe. While Omicron is less severe, to paraphrase ang sabi ng WHO, while Omicron is less severe, we cannot deem it a mild variant. Ano bang kaibahan ng less severe and milder? Para sa akin, that's the same thing, di ba? So that's all I'm saying, is that it's milder. But, agreed, we cannot underestimate it. No? Kaya safety precautions pa rin. But, ultimately, sa akin lang, we shouldn't panic and lock down. No? That's not, I don't think that's the right approach either. Especially na nakita natin, hard lockdowns, may trade-off, and they're not the most effective either. No? So yun lang sa akin. I think we have some updates also. Iba-iba. Doc, would you like to share any updates or okay na po as we go? May update po ba from the DOH? And then siguro we can go down the line since I think we have some reminders and issues that we'd like to update the media on.
West lockdown.
Okay lang po, kung wala, okay lang.
This is all about the update for the vaccination coverage po natin in the province of Ilocos Norte. We are very proud to say that for the vaccination coverage of the province of Ilocos Norte is we are proud to say na tayo po ang number 1 dito po sa Region 1. Yung percentage po, yung at least one dose given, we have already active 74.72%. While the fully vaccinated percentage is malapit na po tayo sa 70%. Nasa 64.33% po. Hopefully, by the end of this month, marireach na rin po natin yung fully vaccinated coverage po natin 70% after this January po, 2022. Yun lang po.
Thank you, Doctor. Ma'am Annie, do you have any update about Attorney Lainez?
Siguro, Ma'am Annie, let's share na lang yung sa household lang, no? Yung bagong contact tracing strategy ng national government din.
Yes, sir. We have an update as to the contact tracing po doon sa pag-implement natin ng lockdown. Before or last year, we implemented yung pong sa PDIPR, which is the zoning. Kung maalala nyo po, pag yung critical area is from the house of the index, we cover the 500-meter radius. Ano po? But for now, given na more of the population naman po ay fully vaccinated, and for economic consideration, we are now doing the household lockdown. Kung ano po yung may compromise na household, yun na lang po yung ila-lockdown natin. Same with the establishment. Yung compromised establishment, yun na lang po yung ila-lockdown natin. But that is only subject for disinfection and contact tracing as well. Once natapos na po yung disinfection and contact tracing, then they could resume business po. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Attorney Laines po, update po.
I'm sorry. Ma'am Annie, maybe you can update na rin dun sa OMI case na binanggit niyo po kanina.
Yes, sir. To give an update po doon sa ating first Omicron case, dito po sa ating probinsya, wala pong rason na magpanik po tayo. Ano po? Meron na po tayong Omicron case. Siya po ay isang ROF na galing po sa San Francisco, USA. Dumating po siya dito po sa ating bansa noong December 21, direct flight from San Francisco to Manila. And from the airport, diretso po sila sa isang quarantine facility. And on December 25, undergone RT-PCR test, and same day, the result is positive po. On December 26, stay at the hotel. Then on December 28, transferred at Tagaytay for the isolation to finish the isolation period. So, nag-isolate po sila sa isang facility sa Tagaytay, accompanied by her husband. Yung husband po ay not Omicron. I mean, no result for the Omicron. Pero sinamahan po siya ng asawa niya. Then, after po na matapos yung isolation nila, saka po sila umuwi dito po sa probinsya natin noong January 4. As of this time, ay okay naman po yung kanilang health. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Yes po.
Hello.
Hello, good morning to everyone. Updates po tayo for the Car 1, the Pebble Pickers po. So, to give a brief background, we have the Honorable Governor already issued the special clearance for the disposal of the stockpile, which was inventoried by our composite team headed by our former Provincial Director, PD Abrahano, together with the Sir Vic Dabalos, the Penro officer, and the Senro Banggi, as well as the checkers of our Provincial Quarry Office. So, the inventoried stockpile totaled to 358.44 cubic meters. And a lot of these were already disposed by the stockpile owners due to the issuance of this special permit, special clearance issued by our Honorable Governor, and also through the recommendation of the Provincial Quarry Council. This special clearance will expire on January 31, 2022. So, ito na po yung last ng pebbles natin. So, kung gusto nyo na pong bumili na po kayo because this will be the last of our pebbles. During the meeting po held at the new police station at Pasukin, headed by MOP Lozano, we had a pulong-pulong po with the stockpile owners of pebbles, and with the assistance of our representative po with the PSWDO, she proposed and she listened to the pleas of our pebble pickers for their request for livelihood assistance from the provincial government of Ilocos Norte. And marami po silang request like kasi after po nitong disposal ng pebbles natin on or before January 31, 2022, wala na po silang livelihood. So they are requesting for livelihood as well as financial assistance from the provincial government of Ilocos Norte. At ito naman po ang gusto ng ating gobernador. So we receive a lot of requests like yes sir. We have buy and sell of salt, meron din onion and garlic trading, mini grocery, cattle racing, salt making, and the likes po. So this was already discussed by the Provincial Party Council members together with the Honorable Governor during the meeting last week. And of course, the provincial government will assist and provide because of course NGAYONG cares po. Also for the update of the salaries of the barangay ranger officers as well as the cash for work, kinokompleto lang po natin yung mga certified true copies ng mga accomplishment reports, yung mga documentation po as requested and required by our accounting office, and actually pinaparush po natin so that we can distribute now the salaries of these barangay ranger officers and those who rendered cash for work in our locality po. That's it po. Thank you.
Yes, go.
Yeah, sorry. Just to clarify lang, dun sa sinabi po ni Attorney Yvette, hindi naman last forever, no, na pebbles. So, but yeah, kung gusto niyong bumili or may kilala po kayo, it will also help the pebble pickers, no. But once na maayos, no, ng kooperatiba ang kanilang sistema, membership, etc., no, na talagang fair, no, sa mga members, I have every intention din naman na i-renew yung pebble picking permit nila kasi hanap buhay nila yan. So wala kaming problema with pebble picking so long as it's legal at fair sa mga pickers mismo. Also, Ma'am Annie, just to go back, ang dami natin fires, diba? Maybe update lang kasi we're having more fire incidents, no, na a bit concerning. So reminder lang to the public also, no, na mag-ingat po tayo.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to take this opportunity po to remind our constituents to be more fire safety conscious. Though our official fire prevention month is on the month of March, but we should treat every day as a fire prevention. We recorded on the second sem of 2021, we recorded at least 30 fire incidents with estimated damage of 12 million. So wag na po nating dagdagan considering the weather, medyo mahangin po. Yun na nga po. That period na marami tayong naitala na sunog, karamihan po sa kababayan natin nasa mga bahay nila kasi yun po yung heightened restriction natin. The more na naging complacent po yung ating mga kababayan, upon investigation, most of the cause po na pabayaan na pagluluto and electrical in nature. May appeal to our constituents to be more fire conscious. Every day is a fire prevention day po. Maraming salamat po. That's semester po, sir. Second semester of 2021 po. Third, sir. That is to include a grass fire, rabies fire, and yes, sir. We recorded at least 6 this month already po.
So, ayun po, 6 within 16 days, no? It's only Jan 17, so that's very high. 6 in the first 16 days of January. So, paalala lang, no, sa public, mag-ingat po tayo. And of course, our new Provincial Director, Julius Riben.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Naimbagabigat tayo amin. I'm Police Colonel Julius Riben, the new acting Provincial Director of Ilocos Norte PPO. Just assumed last Monday. And I would like to first take the opportunity to say thank you to the Provincial Government of Ilocos Norte, headed by our Honorable Governor Matthew Marcos Manotoc, sir, for accepting me and the people of Ilocos Norte. So far, sir, the province is generally peaceful with some incidents of concern, like yung shooting incidents that has happened for the month of January. We already have 2 perpetrated by motorcycle riding suspects. But these are all subject for further investigation, and we have created teams to come up with better solutions so we can find the case, identify the suspect, find the case, and aside from that, we have heightened our checkpoint operations, sita operations, patrolling, and other means to prevent the occurrence of similar incidents. Just last Thursday, actually we had a simultaneous anti-crime law enforcement operations which netted 18 persons. That includes violations against illegal drug law, loose firearms, and other laws affecting our peace and order situation in the province. So we have proactive measures in place to ensure na ma-maintain natin yung peacefulness ng province. We also have an incident yesterday about a suicide incident involving the use of firearms, but this is already under investigation, and we are coming up with a more thorough investigation to find out if the case is really a suicide incident or otherwise. So the persons of interest, the persons are already subjected for paraffin examination. So these are just the few incidents in the province, which is nothing to cause alarm, because your police is doing its best to ensure a peaceful and orderly province. Now, just this morning, we also conducted checkpoint along Badok, and we were able to arrest 2 individuals, with them carrying around 14 ammunitions of caliber 40. They already arrested, and a case will be filed this morning. So we are appealing to everyone to please, if you are not a part of those exempted from the COMELEC gun ban, you are not allowed to bring your firearms. Otherwise, we will exhaust all means to implement the law, and a case will be filed against you. Anyway, our checkpoints, our personnel manning the checkpoints are all professionals, and they are strictly observing standard operating procedures. Ang kon lang natin dito, if we approach checkpoints, kindly prepare your documents, licenses. Sometimes we look at vaccination cards, lalo kung galing ka outside of the province, your antigen test, we also look into that. I-switch lang natin yung lights natin inside the vehicle. There's nothing to cause dito, yung tawag dito, huwag kayong matakot. Kasi okay naman po tayo dito sa province, wala po tayong mga pulis na gumagawa ng masama. Most, if not all, are very good. So, i-roll down lang natin yung windows natin, and then let the police do their job. We will not be opening compartments, we will not be opening anything, mga bags. What we do is only visual search. So meaning, yung nakikita lang ng mata. And in case din na may nakuha sa inyo o may napansin na objects that are subject for seizure, wag na po tayong mag-react otherwise, kasi your police will be doing its job. Para hindi na po tayo magkaroon ng problema, let's just do what the police will tell you. Anyway, kung may complaint, if there are any concerns or violations, in our checkpoint operations, you can always come to us and we will conduct investigation and we will file cases also to our policemen if they are not doing their job well. Yun lang po, and we are also implementing yung yung minimum health standard protocols, but then we do it in a yung mas magalang na pag-approach sa mga tao. If you think you are a threat to other persons, yun, we will apprehend you. But then if hindi na ka naman threat sa other persons physically, okay lang yun. But be sure na you always have your face mask para kung may lumapit sa'yo, and you can wear them anytime. So yun lang, and I'm expecting also, of course, the governor has already provided us everything. So wala nang dahilan na we will not do our job well. Ang appeal lang namin is for the community here or the people of Ilocos Norte to support us, to put your trust in us, and we will do our best sa lahat ng makakaya namin. That's all. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, so may follow-up questions po kayo o questions, tanungin na lahat dahil ito ang first press conference ng ating gobernador sa year na ito. Ronald. Ay, may sasabihin pa si Go.
Yeah, just wanted to clarify dun sa border. Well, unang-una, yun nga po, pag may mga reklamo, not only can you go to the PNP, may COVID hotline din tayo sa PGIN, and pati sa office ko, no? They can write my office directly kung may mga bad experiences sa border kasi kailangan ko rin malaman. And I think yesterday ba, Sir Julius, na may fake antigen test sa Pagpapakilala, no? So we can update the media on those who entered or tried to enter using fake antigen tests and were subsequently caught, no? Para ma-caution din na talagang very careful and very thorough ang border natin to ensure na hindi po peke ang bakuna or test.
Yes, yesterday around 9 o'clock in the morning, may nahuli sa border natin sa may Pagudpud. Galing sila ng Flora, Apayao. So they were accosted for in possession of a fake antigen test. So ang ginawa natin doon is sinamahan ng mga personnel natin sa border para ilagay sila sa appropriate na facility pansamantala. But today, this morning, the chief of police was tasked to file a case against them. So the message here is to huwag natin i-fake or huwag tayong gumawa ng any violations sa borders ng Ilocos Norte, or else you will face the consequences. We will be filing a case against you. Wala pong wala pong pinipili. What we are after for is the safety of the people of the province of Ilocos Norte, including yung mga visitors ng province. So we have means to check kung fake ito o hindi kasi naka-database naman yan. And we are in constant coordination with our neighboring borders. So madali lang siyang ma-check, and nandiyan din yung DOH to counter-check kung totoo yung mga test results natin. So yun lang po, sir. We will be providing updates once the case will be filed today. Ipapile po ng hepe natin sa Pagpapakilala po.
Also with regard to the deaths, no? Yung mga murders na we've already arrested, diba? Suspects for all of those, no? Yung sunod-sunod yung end of last year, no?
So last year we have significant cases investigated. Actually, the good thing here is the cases were filed. We're just waiting for the warrants of arrest to be issued. So once the warrant of arrest will be issued, that will be implemented. Though we are already failing on them. So we're just waiting for the right time, and rest assured that we will give justice to all those victims, especially the families na nawalan ng mahal sa buhay. And would like also to tell you about the shooting incident last year. There are around 32 shooting incidents last year. Good thing is we were able to solve around 20 of these cases. And just this morning, my staff are reviewing the cases that were not solved so that we can file the appropriate charges as soon as we get the identities of the suspects. So what is vital here is the participation of witnesses as well as the families so they can provide us information that we can work on. So far, bumaba po yung crime occurrence ng province natin comparing to 2020. So malaki yung binabaan niya, and your police is working well with an crime clearance efficiency of 81.25%. So mataas naman yung crime clearance, but we would want to improve this further pa para mas makita yung efficiency ng kapulisan sa Ilocos Norte. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. Governor, itong pagdami ng kaso ng COVID-19, yung mga community ba na maraming cases, hindi natin papatupad yung granular lockdown sa kanila? So,
Sure, I'll leave that to Major Annie of the BFP as our OIC, contact tracing head. But one thing I'd also like to emphasize, no, is sa akin lang, and many countries abroad have taken the same approach, na medyo kailangan po natin baguhin yung mindset of case counting, no? Kasi medyo na-fixate yata tayo dun sa number of cases, no? But yun nga, di ba sinasabi ng mga doktor na eventually magiging endemic to, meaning parang flu lang, di ba? So the number of cases is not the only indicator of COVID, no? Mas importante nga po doon ang mga severe or critical na kaso or yung mga hospitalization at yung capacities ng mga hospital, no? May COVID beds, may oxygen, may gamot. So even we at CMO will also be updating our daily COVID updates. Kasi hindi na siya holistic eh. Hindi na kompleto ang picture na binibigyan ng simple case counting. So, kumbaga, ito yung pivot na kailangan natin gawin. And I think even DOH, diba, has said na kasi iba nga tong Omicron eh. Diba? So we can't just count cases. We have to also see na talagang masama ba, no, ang mga kaso, and are our capacities, no, COVID capacities, such as our hospitals, still okay. And I think even regarding the case counting, we need to be more strategic, no? I think even noon po, Ma'am Annie, diba, we were doing more mapping and clustering, no? So it's not just how many cases, kasi baka well, most of the time naman, pag dumadami yung kaso, one household, diba? So we have to see yung clustering na, okay, how many households, how many affected families, not just yung cases. How many?
With regards po doon sa granular implementation ng ating lockdown, of course, meron din naman po tayong mga exemption. Meron tayong isolated cases that sometimes we consider, and even we have one areas in Bana that we agree for the lockdown of one sitio. Consideration po dito, as our governor have said, yung clustering ng cases, halos lahat po ng bahay doon may positive, and the cause of the clustering of cases. So nagkaroon sila doon ng event na participated in by halos lahat ng taga doon. So we agreed for the granular lockdown of that sitio po. So consideration po talaga dito is yung cause ng spread. But if the cause naman po, pa-isa-isa lang naman po sa isang barangay, no need po na we'll follow or we'll do yung dati natin ginagawa last year that we'll have to do the 500 meter radius. If the cause of that, lalo na kung galing naman sa ibang place, nagtatrabaho sa ibang lugar, umuwi. So, ang affectation lang niya is within the household lang. So, sa ngayon, we study and bago tayo implement ng lockdown. But, yun nga po, with consideration, if possible, if the cause of it is hindi naman po galing sa kapitbahayan, no need for a granular lockdown. We opt for a household lockdown po. Thank you po.
Ma'am, yung sa banda, di ba kasal po? Ano pa yung nature ng kasal? Indoor, outdoor?
It's outdoor actually, sir. But yung traditional na bayanihan, wherein isang membro ng pamilya dapat may tutulong. It's a bayanihan. Naggatay sila ng 8 baboy, 3 baka. And on the D-Day, talagang lahat ng kabaranggayan were invited. So, yun po nangyari, sir.
So, kaya siguro, kaya naman talaga when we approve events, kahit outdoor, kailangan may tao doon. Diba, na be heard, tanod, DHW, Municipal Tourism Office, Provincial Tourism, diba, I mean, PNP. Kasi, safe nga tayo outdoor, kaya lang, if we remove our mask, magiinom tayo, we keep yelling in each other's faces, malamang pag may COVID, mag-spread, di ba? So, reminder din na outdoor doesn't mean hindi ka maahawa. Di ba? So, pag hindi ka kumakain or umiinom, sana pag-mask naman, no? And we also know that singing and yelling, heavy breathing, diba? Iba na yung 3 to 6 feet, diba? 6 feet, okay tayo if we're talking outdoors. Siguro safe. But if I start singing, diba? And then yung mga singers mahilig tanggalin yung mask. Wala na yun. Kung nandun ako, I'd go 15 feet away kung wala akong mask, diba? Baka hindi aabot. That's why, di ba, in Japan yata, yung rule nila sa eskwela sa mga bata, no yelling. Whisper lang. Kasi may epekto talaga sa COVID sa sa distance. So, caution din sa mga singers, no? Na let's do 10 to 15 feet siguro pag wala kang mask. Or maghanap ng mask na maganda pa rin yung boses mo. And yun nga, caution sa eating and drinking. Kasi yun talaga, syempre, hindi ka makamask. So when not, kaya, di ba sa isang EO natin nakalagay, when not actively consuming, mag-mask ka naman para low risk pa rin, di ba?
Morning everyone, morning Gov. Yesterday, pumunta ako sa mall to check also or verify yung mga protocols natin for the IATF. We are on alert level 3. Sabi doon sa alert level 3, seniors and minors are not allowed to go outside even if it's fully vaccinated because they are just to get their medicines or food. Pero sa mall, department stores na inaikutan ko here ni Ilocos Norte, meron mga minors go. Para namang wala naman yatang strict guidance ang ating mga establishments. Most especially, yung iba, I don't think so that they are vaccinated because karga-karga pa ng nanay. Pwede bang masanction ang establishments if it's ever?
First and foremost, last year pa po, lahat ng establishment natin hindi lang encouraged but directed to comply with the safety seal compliance. Nandun po yun kung ano yung mga minimum health protocol. And with the EO, latest EO, with our governor, nakalagay din po doon na at least vaccinated yung papasok. Ano po? So, pagtulong-tulungan na lang po siguro with our PNP sir. We'll be checking on this. We'll check kung talaga bang they're complying or directly na hindi na sila nag-comply with this. But they should be reminded of the safety seal. Ito naman pwedeng i-revoke ng DILG once na ano po sila, hindi na sila sumunod. So, we'll report also, we'll make a report to DILG kung sino man tong mga establishment na not observing or not implementing the safety seal compliance po.
Good morning everyone, especially to the Governor. Para kay Atty. Edith Laines, ang bagay ito tayo, ma'am, nga may i-read din when no, hanting na kompleto, digitay papers, digitay nagtrabaho nga bro, ken task for work, ma'am. Damagin to, no kanon to kaniti pa nagsweldo, panakaawat da jay sweldo da, ma'am. Nagtrabaho da pala i July of last year. Itan ket napalabas pa ng Bakatawan at 2021 and 2022 at that time, ma'am.
Thank you for that, Ma'am Arlene. Yes, ma'am. Medyo ngamin ti documentary requirements tayo, ma'am, na isu iti daw-dawat ti accounting office tayo tapno maiproseso digitoy nga sweldo iti bro tayo. We have of course, their valid ID, ada jay kontrata da, ada authority to render service da, accomplishment report, nga certified by ni Apo Kapitan, no ayan nga nagtrabahuan da, can digiti pictures to prove that they really rendered services as barangay rangers officers. Medyo ado nga min deti, Ma'am Arlene, we have bros from Pagod Food, we have Banggi, Solsona, Dinras, Lawag, we also have Batak, I think. So, syempre, nagtitipon aminin, ma'am, iso nga, hopefully next week, numapirmaan ko aminin, ma'am, agibunong ganito sweldo digiti bro tayo.
Ang kasanungor, digiti bawat ipilaw ang atakos nga kasjay nga digiti nagtrabaho hanay siya imawat and then digiti imawat handa nagtrabaho. Digiti nga nagtrabaho ng imawat isubli naman, digiti nawat daw no Christmas done.
Cash forward, ma'am, detoy?
When ma. Ipilaw ang pinakapasama ka na dito.
Oo. Tinabasa ka ti project statement, ma'am, for the cash forward, ket no signo ti adajay listaan nga agrender iti service. So, DJ authority to render service nga napirmaan ni Apo Gobernador tayo, ket isu iti dapat nga mangawat ta DJ nga sweldo, Ma'am Arlene.
Dangating ti reklamo iti last year dahil iti ma'am nga kasda rin napasama nga digitay yung hindi nagtrabaho yung nakalagay doon sa listahan ay hindi sila nagtrabaho, iba yung nagtrabaho, pero ang tumanggap ng sweldo ay yung nandun sa listahan na hindi nagtrabaho. Na cash for work po ito, ma'am.
Well, open naman kami, no? Kung may mga reklamo. open naman kami na i-investigate. Kaya nga po we took a while to verify, no, kung sino po yung mga workers talaga. Alam ko po sa Lawag, may mga issue din kasi kinausap din nila ako directly. Nandun ako. And we reassure, no, na kung sino ang nagtrabaho at sino nang nag-sign or na-promise and work, no, fair and square, we will compensate them. No? And kung may mga reports na spurious, no, na mali naman yung binigyan, may hindi nag-work, tumanggap pala, then please let us know. No? But yun nga, we apologize na may delay. Kasi nga, we wanted to make sure that we got it right. Diba? Better late and right than early and wrong. Diba? So that's why Attorney Yvette we went through all of the due process, no? But we reassure, no? Anyone who was part of the BRO, no, yung barangay ranger officer, or yung CFW, if they worked and they were informed na kasama po sila, we'll compensate them one way or another.
It was happened at Barangay Tangid, Lawag City, and the barangay secretary went to the Sangguniang Panlunsod to report that happening, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you po. Thanks, Arvin. We'll look into it na lang. Kasi I know there was may ganun nga. We heard of it. They told me to my face.
Good morning, Gov, at sa ating lahat. May nabasa ako, Gov, na advisory from the ILG regarding local government units allowing e-sabong. But it will depend on LGUs if they will allow the e-sabong. At sinasabi nila, mas matindi daw yung e-sabong kasi 24 hours, 24/7 yung e-sabong. And then yung face-to-face na sabong, I guess every week as per franchise order. And then ang sinasabi ng mga sabongero, Gov, they will lead to tupada kung patuloy na wala silang mapupuntahan na sabong dito sa Ilocos Norte. I guess Ilocos Norte is the only province in Northern Luzon na wala pang sabong. At alert level 3 ulit, under level 2, walang nangyari. I guess Lawag City will be conducting the derby in Vigan at this coming fiesta. So, kailan ba natin papayagan daw yung sabong sa mga franchise cockpit arena, Gov?
Morning. Well, unang-una sa e-sabong, so they're saying na ba't e-sabong pwede? That's not true because we have a provincial ban on e-sabong, di ba? Unang-una, I was the one who requested that ban kasi ayoko ng additional gambling, especially in this time. So I asked for the provincial ban on e-sabong, first and foremost. Secondly, I've always been quite clear that kung anong guidelines ng national, yun po ang susundan natin, no? So if we go back to 2, let's sabong all day, I don't care. No? Sasamahan ko kayo. Yung sabongero natin, wala yata dito. But, hindi, yung resident sabongero natin, di ba? Yeah. Once we go back to 2, and I think we will be back in 2, hopefully soon, no? If everything goes well in a few weeks. Tara, magsabong tayo lahat. Wala akong problema. So as I said, all I will do with sabong is follow national guidelines. I will not prohibit sabong further than what the national guidelines have provided. And I think that's fair naman. No, yun yung guarantee ko sa mga sabongero. Basta national lang. Yun lang susundan ko.
nagiging ulyanin kan na daw kan yung mga manok. Kaya gusto na nilang isabong. Pero yung isabong, sir, kasi yung sinasabi nila, yung talpak, kasi diretso na yun eh. Marami na pong natatalo dito sa atin dahil may online sabong kasi.
Well, hindi ko na makontrol yun eh. Diba? Pag internet, wala. You know, mahirap na i-control. Basta walang in-person betting, walang in-person sabong na pang-isabong. That's all we can do. No? Yeah, I heard nga madaming, you know, na nagpoposta on isabong. But we have to also allow for some freedom, diba? We can't naman say kahit isabong na based sa ibang probinsya, bawal din. You know, hindi na jurisdiction natin.
Thank you, Gov. Kay Ma'am Ann, marami na po yung mga local government unit, yung wala na po yung mga contact tracer dahil tapos na po yung kanilang mga kontrata.
Good morning, sir. Hindi po tayo nawala ng contact tracer po. Although yung DILG hired ended their contract last December 31, but most of them are working voluntarily. And if we will remember, as of October actually 2021, this is from DOH, ano po, we have a contact tracing capacity of 1 contact tracer is to 232 population. Ito po yun sa Ilocos Norte. Or we have 2,709 contact tracers in the province. As to the 727 total population, of which Ilocos Norte complied more than the ideal number of contact tracer per population recommended by the World Health Organization na 1:800, or with the Delta variant, sinabi nila 1:600 na ratio to contact tracer and population. We achieved this by virtue of our governor's EO. No malagip yun, dahil EO tayo nga 14721, which dated August 6, an order augmenting, authorizing, and strengthening the provincial, city, and municipal contact tracing team. So, with this EO, amin na 559 barangays of Ilocos Norte na adaan EDT contact tracer at least 3 or 4. That's why naadaan tayo to almost 2,700 contact tracer, because this is over and above yung local contact tracers natin, which is led by our MHO, then the PNP and the BFP contact tracers po. So meron man pong nabawas, lalo na yung Doli Tupad, mag-end contract na rin sila sa 19. But we have our barangay contact tracers, and we have our local contact tracers na composed of our MHOs, nurses, midwives. So hindi po tayo nawala ng contact tracers.
Just to add, unang-una, I reached out to DILG National, and ang problema kasi nila is for 2022, the national budget for contact tracers was only 250 million. So, binaba ng national government ang budget ng DILG for contact tracers. I'm not sure why. Maybe I'll ask my mom and blame her. But that's only good for 2,000 contact tracers nationwide. So, it sounds like kulang talaga yan, no? Only minimal daw yung na-renew ng DILG. So, nag-request ang DILG to the Office of the President for 1 billion pesos for the hiring of additional contact tracers. So, we heard na baka in March may pag-asa, di ba, na ma-renew yung iba. In the meantime, I met 16 of our 23 mayors on Saturday. And we all resolved to support our contact tracers in the meantime kasi nagvo-volunteer sila. So we will support the DILG, maybe even the DOLE, no, to put contact tracers while they have no sweldo. We'll find a way to support them and keep our contact tracing teams on the ball, no? And which reminds me, no, as Ma'am Annie referenced, yung barangay contact tracing teams natin, di ba? Yung BCTT na we said kahit SK, kahit sino, tulong-tulong na sa barangay. And I think ito talaga yung emphasis natin, no? Na the better our contact tracing is, hindi tayo kailangan mag-lockdown. Kasi sabay yun eh. Diba? If you can trace it, then you can target it and not lock down wide. So, responsibilidad. That's why I also asked yung mga mayors natin na kailangan tutukan natin lahat from every level. Provincial, city, municipal, barangay. No? Now let's all contact trace so we know where it is and we stem it immediately. Sir Julius also made the point na tama din na let's urge the barangays to pass resolution or ordinance na i-deputize at i-name ang mga BCTT nila, yung barangay contact tracing teams, di ba? Kasi baka sasabihin ng tanod na hindi ako kasama, so hindi ko gagawin, di ba? So tama po si Sir Julius, we encourage not only the municipal contact tracing teams to designate, assign, deputize, no, formalize yung teams nila, but also the barangay. Or alam po nila who is who and who's doing what. No? So, tulong-tulong na lang at all levels. And we're also here at the provincial level na ever since nag-augment naman, di ba, sa mga city, municipal, and barangay contact tracing teams.
Okay. Lastly daw, para po kay Major Roxanne, ma'am, update lang sa few details lang from sa Omicron natin. Dito kasi makikita kung gaano ka-effective ang ating border control, tapos yung quarantine. Wala po ba siyang nahawaan sa pamilya niya, sa mga lugar na pinuntahan niya, airport, sa mga iba pang lugar? Tapos, sa community niya, wala po bang pagtaas ng kaso ng COVID sa community niya, ma'am, kahit hindi po natin i-mention na lang yung community, ma'am?
Thank you, sir. Although, sir, hindi rin naman naging exempted yung LGU na pinanggalingan or kung taga saan itong Omicron in this case natin. But, iba kasi yung cause ng pagdami ng case din naman nila. Most of the cases po doon, yung mga inbound na NSI, mga umuwi, then yung mga cargo employees, and they have also yung nagkaroon tayo ng hawaan kasi yung case from Lawag na nakarating doon sa kanila, and bank employees. So mga ganun po yung exposures doon po sa lugar na yon. As to doon po sa tanong mo kung may nahawa, doon po sa mga nagkasakaya niya, ano po, our national DOH naman po, na-trace naman po yung kanyang yung flight detail nila, sila po yung gumawa ng contact tracing on the national level po. So, sa atin naman po dito, I could assure, nung dumating po sila nung January 4, they have their clearance po, completed yung isolation period po, sakbay na nagawin, and they're in good health naman na po. So wala pong nahawaan sa inuwian niya na lugar po.
Yes po, ito yung last question. Galing kay Lani ng PNA, Governor, dahil hindi nakadalo, may konting calls. Ang question na ito ay para kay ating bagong PD. Sabi nito, update po sa investigation on the alleged suicide incident involving the wife of a PNP member in Adams using his service firearm po.
Yes, ma'am. Nabanggit ko na rin kanina yan. Yung suicide incident natin, nangyari yan kahapon, involving yung wife ng pulis natin. Yung incident, initially, suicide ang report yan, but we will get to the bottom of this. Ang initial step natin is nag-conduct na tayo ng scene of crime investigation or SOCO, and then we subjected yung victim ng paraffin test to determine kung talagang siya yung gumamit ng baril. Aside from that, I directed the Chief of Police to get hold of the husband, i-custody muna niya, and then pina-undergo din natin siya ng paraffin test to determine also kung may possibility ba na any foul play na nandun sa haka-haka ng iba. But then, initial lang naman na procedures to. As we go along sa investigation namin, all angles will be considered. Meantime, I just don't want to state the names of the persons, including the specifics of the case, to give respect din sa family. But rest assured that the case will be investigated properly. Kung may mananagot dito, then maski sino pa, we will file the necessary charges. So the PNP is on top of the situation, and there's nothing to worry. Yung result will be announced soon.
Thank you po. Yes, go.
Sorry, separately lang. I've also been going around reminding the kapitanes yung 200,000 po nila sa Barangay Eco Park. No? So, baka our media friends can help also na ipaalala sa mga kapitanes na naghihintay ang 200,000 po nila. At hindi lang po pang park yan, no? Hindi lang pang playground, can also be used for agri. No? So pag may taniman, gulayan, pwede po nilang gamitin yan for barangay farm as well as composting. So pa-submit, no? Pa-apply na lang, and ready na po ang cheque. And Attorney Yvette has also coordinated with our local finance committee para mas madali, no, ang proseso para i-avail yung 200,000. Also, going back to contact tracing lang quickly, gusto ko lang ipaalala siguro na I think, Ma'am Annie, tama ba? About almost half of our cases yata nasa Lawag. Diba? So, and as I mentioned before, you know, we always saw na Lawag would be the hardest to control kasi syempre concentration ng tao, no? But we're still helping. We're helping naman Lawag City. And but yun nga, it comes down to, para sa akin, it comes down to the LCEs, no? Yung mga local chief executives, including the kapitanes, na talagang kailangan sila mismo, no, ang nag-head ng contact tracing teams nila. Dapat daily or hourly. Kasi alam natin na very time sensitive to, no? Dapat within 24 hours na trace mo na lahat. So we'll continue to help Lawag City, but I hope that itong barangay contact tracing teams can be very active, no? And talagang tutok sila dun sa contact tracing. At kung kailangan po nila ng suporta, nandito ako. I'm very happy and willing to support our barangay contact tracing teams. Kahit anong kailangan nila, load, pagkain, jacket kasi malamig, kape, biscuit. I'd like to support our barangay contact tracing teams.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually, sir, as to the provincial level, as of today, sir, we are supporting Lawag City to their swabbing activities. We are augmenting their swabbers, and that's for the past 3 swabbing activities na po. And I received a request again just this morning for another request of swabber for tomorrow and for the following days pa. So that's from our provincial support na po for Dalawag City. Yun, so far yung pa lang naman po sir yung hinihingi nila na support. As to the barangay contact tracers, we did a series of orientation for our BHERTs of Dalawag City as to the contact tracing po last year with Dr. Norman Rabago, if you'll remember po. Thank you, sir.
Okay, wala na yatang question pa po, Gov, kung may additional message pa po kayo sa ating mga kababayan.
Wala naman yata po. I think we covered most of it. But yun nga po, I just hope that people understand that when I say na, you know, life shall go on, business must go on, we will not lock down. This doesn't mean also that, you know, hihinto po ang mga safety measures, tracing, testing, quarantining, isolating, vaccinating. Tuloy-tuloy po lahat to. And alam nyo naman na talagang nag-iingat po ako. No? But at the same time, alam na natin kung anong kailangan gawin. No? And we're vaccinated. As Doc mentioned, we have the highest vaccination rate for the first dose in the entire Region 1. But I think most of them need boosters already. So yun din ang problema. But we can't afford another hard lockdown. No? In fact, one thing I'd also like to emphasize is yung mga APOR natin, no? Yung mga workers, kahit lockdown. I've told our mayors also na let's not withhold our APORs from going to work kung hindi naman sila directly exposed. Diba? Kailangan tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang hanap buhay at trabaho at livelihood. We can't lock down again like last year. No? Mahirap talaga sa atin lahat. So let's continue to find the right balance, and we will continue to listen to yung sentiments, no, ng public, and we'll continue to adjust. But we'll release our EO later, and I hope that people understand that it's a hard balance to strike, but we're doing our best, and we don't see a reason to panic and to react. I think we'll be all right. As I said, I foresee that in who knows, maybe a few weeks or maybe a month, no, this surge will slowly decrease, and we'll be able to get on with our lives a bit more comfortably. So thank you all very much. Magandang umaga po.
Thank you, and that ends our press conference. Sinaganti CMO, maraming salamat po. Good afternoon.